Hello listener and welcome to episode 0 of Sights on Sinnoh, the podcast following Ash and his journey through the Sinnoh region. This podcast will feature a variety of co-hosts, each cool, beautiful, cute, smart, and tough, and with a variety of experiences in the Sinnoh region. Going through this era of the anime, we hope to remind you of the amazing features and moments from the Sinnoh games as we await for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl to come out later this year. So one statement that I really resonate with from Bulbapedia about this series, Pokémon Diamond and Pearl, is that it's a lot more story-driven than its predecessors. This is due to the rivals that Ash faces, along with the villainous team of the region, Team Galactic. But to understand how Ash even got to the Sinnoh region, we need to take a look at the last episode of the previous season. The last episode of the Battle Frontier was episode 192, titled Home is Where the Start Is, aired in the United States, March 3rd, 2007. The final battle between May and Ash in the Pokemon contest concludes in a tie. Nurse Joy explains that they only have one ribbon to give out, so Sceptile uses Leaf Blade to cut the ribbon in half, with May and Ash each keeping half. After the battle, Ash, May, Max, and Brox and all their Pokemon share one last meal together. May reveals that she is going to the Johto region alone to compete in Pokemon contests there. Disappointed, but excited to one day become a Pokemon trainer himself, Max returns to Hoenn. Ash promises to one day battle him once he is a trainer. Brock leaves Ash once more as he returns to his home in Pewter City, and Ash returns to Pallet Town. However, he meets Gary Oak upon his return, and they decide to have a Pokemon battle. Ash appears to be confident he will win until he finds Gary has caught an Electivire from the Sinnoh region, its first appearance in the anime. This Electivire easily beats Pikachu. Ash decides to travel to the Sinnoh region as well, and along with Pikachu, says goodbye and heads to Sinnoh. Apom, not wanting to leave Ash, sneaks onto the ferry to Sinnoh and meets up with Ash, joining him on his new adventure. So, just to give a little more context to this episode, in the one before, Ash and May both entered a Pokemon contest just for fun, and they made it to the finals together where the points at the end of the contest were actually clouded by some smoke from the battle between his Sceptile and May's Blaziken, which I think is a really poetic ending to the series, having them both bring out their starters that they've traveled along with the whole way through Hoenn and through Kanto for the Battle Frontier season. So this episode is very neatly the conclusion of Ash's travels through Kanto, where Battle Frontier wasn't necessarily something that was a whole new region itself, but was really making up the time between the Generation 3 games and the Generation 4 games, which are coming to the DS. Some things to take away from this episode is that this is the introduction of Sinnoh. You have seen some Pokemon from Gen 4 and Sinnoh specifically, such as Chatot and Weavile, throughout the season. This is the first time where we actually see someone explicitly mention it. Given the time period of this episode, you do see Gary wearing Blue's outfit from Fire Red and Leaf Green, which is the remakes of the original Kanto game. So, very appropriately, him being the counterpart of Blue, he's wearing the black shirt and purple pants. Gary is also the main motivator for Ash to go to Sinnoh. So he hasn't appeared in a while, actually, pretty much throughout all of Hoenn since he decided to do his own thing after the Johto League. And now, as a Pokemon professor, he still does manage to beat Ash in battle. And Ash kind of just seeing that he's outranked by Pokemon that he's never seen before, and Pokemon that are just kind of stronger in many ways from what he's been fighting, is really dismayed, actually. It's kind of sad to see his expression as he's picking up Pikachu and realizing that he's won the Battle Frontier, and it took him a lot of time and a lot of training, but he lost a single match against Gary. And while he could probably say, hey, this is just a very abrupt, spur-of-the-moment battle with his rival, he's got a lot to learn still, which I think is kind of cool. May going to Johto is kind of interesting. I wonder if this was ever planned to be a hint of Gold and Silver remakes, with Heart Gold and Soul Silver being part of Generation 4. But yeah, she's going to Johto. Brock does leave the party for the second time in a while. He left right after the Kanto/Indigo League when Ash came to the Orange Islands and got replaced by Tracy, so everyone in the party really disbanding. Which does mean that Ash is basically all alone for human companions once he gets to Sinnoh. new Pokédex. So this is where you see the Pokédex from the Diamond and Pearl / Platinum games, which is the rectangular one that folds horizontally instead of the one that is vertical in most of the other Pokédexes before this. So Professor Oak just gives it to him right away. It's straight up the design from the games, which I think is really cool. And Ash's mom actually does make him an outfit. So Hoenn was the first time we see him in the new outfit as he starts his new Pokemon journey. And now this kind of continues the tradition of that, with her making this outfit for him overnight as he is pretty much planning how to get to Sinnoh already. He somehow has his ferry ticket and everything going by the next day, where he's literally gone. He's not even in his hometown of Pallet Town for one whole day, which is kind of insane if you think about it. But this is kind of Ash's journey moving forward. Team Rocket, of course, does tag along. They are stowaways on the boat, kind of being tugged along by the boat as it goes on its way to Sinnoh. And one other stowaway is actually with him, which is Ash's Apom. Now, Ash's Apom was the last Pokemon he caught in Battle Frontier. It was actually pretty late in the season as well, but he's a mischievous little Pokemon that has actually bonded with Ash and wants to follow him on his journey, which I think is really cool because the last time we saw a late Pokemon that got introduced was Phanpy in Johto, and Phanpy didn't get a lot of time to shine since it was the end of the season. However, this was kind of remedied with the Battle Frontier season, where Ash actually brought Phanpy with him on this journey, and it evolved into Donphan. So again, Ash is taking a Johto Pokemon with him, Apom, and bringing it to his new region, which I think is really cool. Now, I do want to bring up one quote that I wrote down because I found it kind of interesting. As Ash boards the ferry and is on his way to Sinnoh, he talks to Pikachu and says, "All right, Sinnoh Island, here I come," end quote. This is pretty accurate to the real-world equivalent of Sinnoh, which is Hokkaido. Hokkaido is the second largest island of Japan and is in the northernmost prefecture, so all the way up top, pretty close to Russia. And the layout itself is pretty much one-to-one to Sinnoh. There's even a little space on the side that could be interpreted as the battle zone, which appeared in Diamond and Pearl and in Platinum. So originally I thought that was a mistake. I thought that maybe the translation was supposed to say the Sinnoh region. But in him saying Sinnoh Island, he's not really wrong. I actually had to double check that because I was pretty sure that it was just the northern part of the mainland. But looking at the map, Hokkaido and Sinnoh are indeed islands. And now the blurb for Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, the series. If Gary Oak is headed for the Sinnoh region, then Ash Ketchum won't be far behind. Ready to take on the Sinnoh League, Ash brings along Pikachu and meets up with Brock. In Sinnoh, the pair meets a third companion, Dawn, a novice Pokemon coordinator determined to follow in the footsteps of her mother. Both Ash and Dawn struggle with their respective paths, but it's easy for them to make new friends, getting new Pokemon like Turtwig and Piplup. So that's the blurb for the Diamond and Pearl series, called officially Pokemon the Series Diamond and Pearl. This is the first time we actually have the series named after the games that it's based on. The original series contained Pokemon Indigo League, which took place in Kanto, Adventures in the Orange Islands, taking place in the Orange Islands, as you probably could figure out, the Johto Journeys, Johto League Champions, and Master Quest, which all take place in the Johto region. And then Ash travels to Hoenn, where Pokemon Advanced, Advanced Challenge, and Advanced Battle all take place. After this, Ash begins his Battle Frontier journey back in Kanto. And this takes us all the way to April 20th, 2007, where as part of a special preview 2 days before the American release of Diamond and Pearl, the episode was aired to American audiences. And that's it. Next time we'll be covering episode 467 of the Pokemon anime, titled Following a Maiden's Voyage, and it's the first episode of the Diamond and Pearl series. As of May 7th of 2021, the whole first season is free to watch on Pokemon TV, so you can go there using the browser, going to Pokemon.com, or downloading the Pokemon TV app. Thank you so much to everyone who took the time to listen to this 0 episode, If you want to catch more, make sure to stay tuned for all future episodes of Sights on Sinnoh. Alright, until next time.